everyone. My name is, like Jerome said, my name is CJ. I own Grip Media. It's an independent filmmaking, photography, all types of media service. But what I wanted to talk to you about today, I just really wanted 2 minutes of your time. I want 1 minute to talk to your head. I want the second minute to talk to your heart. Everything, I look out and I see all these beautiful kids here, these young kids, and it reminds me that everything that we know, besides blinking, breathing, eating, it's all been taught to us at some point or another. Everything that we know out of the basic things that we need to sustain our life has been taught to us. They're all learned behaviors. It's important sometimes to remember that. With the learned behavior, you can always unlearn. And I've taken a lot of time throughout my life in the last few years. I'll come from Oklahoma. You see me, I'm decked out in my crimson and green. I'm damn proud we going to the Sugar Bowl. But just a few weeks ago, after the election, I live out in Gresham. Take TriMet everywhere I go. Getting off the bus, I went down and got me a great killer burger. And I'm turning the corner and I'm walking back to my apartment. The two young white men had to have been maybe high school age, barely just able to drive. Thought it was funny that they turned the corner and one of them yells out the window, "Trump won, nigga, go back to Africa." Now, see, a lot of people, and I just heard a few people say, But see, I'm from Oklahoma. That's a Tuesday to me. It's funny, but it's not. I know how to handle it. I've grown up in that environment. I've learned how to handle it. I've learned not to let it throw me off. I've learned to have empathy and really sympathy for some of those people because this is a mental condition that we're dealing with. In the same way that you can learn a behavior, you can unlearn it. But sometimes, even with the way you dress, you don't realize that you're exhibiting your learned behaviors every single day. We get comfortable in it. It's where it's our space, it's our comfortable space. Whether that be growing up in a racist environment, whether that be growing up in an inclusionary environment, whether that be growing up in a diverse environment. We don't every day as individual people, not as black people, not as white people, not as Mexicans, not as anything else. We don't check our own beliefs. We don't challenge our own beliefs. And if we don't challenge our own beliefs, how can we expect anybody else to challenge theirs in the pursuit of equality for all of us? We can't. We can't be that hypocritical. Now, I know a lot of the things that we talked about here tonight are great programs, and a lot of them are because we're on the defense right now. We are. America just hit us with a gut punch. We're on the defense. But even on the defense, we can still take a little bit of time in our interactions with people and say, hey, I have to understand that maybe what it is that you're speaking, the racism, the vitriol, the misogyny, maybe that's not all your fault. Maybe you don't know better because this is what you learned. This is normal to you. See, I don't have to worry about how you feel about it because I'm not in your shoes. I don't have to worry about how you take what it is that I say because I don't have to have that on my conscience at the end of the night when I lay my head in my bed. So when we interact with people and we're trying to change this to make everything better for everyone, let's just remember that sometimes when we approach people, approach them from the standpoint that they just might not know any better. And if we come at them angrily and aggressively, sometimes that works, often it doesn't because it just reaffirms what they already thought about you. How many times have you been called a screaming, a bleeding heart liberal? How many times have you been called an animal? How many times have you been called, lazy? These protesters out here, they don't have jobs? That's because they don't have jobs. Why the hell you think they on social media? saw that all day, all day throughout the election. I saw nothing but Trump supporters online. I said, damn, well, I guess the Hillary people got jobs. But either way, I only wanted to say that just to leave that on your minds as you know, we plan to wrap this up, I guess, here in a little bit. Just remember, going out and dealing with each other, and especially dealing with the people that we're trying to defend and protect ourselves from. Remember, take yourself out of your own shoes just for a moment. Look at what could have possibly gone through this person through their lifetime, what they could have possibly been exposed to. And then when you deal with them with that in the forefront of your mind. Don't let your emotions and your reactions take over your words and chart your course for you. Think it through. I love each and every one of you, and I hope everybody gets home safe. Thank you all for coming out, and we'll continue.